Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a wheel settings guide. I got a lot of comments in the last video asking about what settings I use, how it feels, and today I'm going to go over the settings in-game and on my Fanatec DD GT. If there's anything else you guys would like to see, please let me know in the comment section down below. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, now for the in-game settings. For controls, we're on wheel, gearbox manual, clutch mode manual. The clutch mode being on manual will give you the option to kind of completely negate the effects of the clutch upgrades in the game. This will get rid of the speed at which you can shift because it's all based on your input. So it'll save you a little bit of power score, a little bit of money. Now for the wheel force feedback, I'm running 0.6, prediction at 0.5. And I changed a couple of these settings. The only thing I really changed was my switch view, honk, headlights, look back to circle, radial menu to the left on the D-pad. I'm using a WRC wheel, so my buttons are a little bit different from the standard Fanatec DD GT wheel. And these I find to work the best. Since I'm shifting with my right hand, I wanted my boost, my nitro to be on the left side of my wheel so I can keep my hand on the wheel while shifting through the gears. And another thing that I cannot recommend more is that when setting up your wheel, once you have all your settings right, your force feedback right, go into here, calibrate all of your settings the way that you like them, throttle, calibrate it, fully depress it as much as you want, release it, save calibration. You can do that with the brake, the clutch, the handbrake. It all works really well in this game. Make sure to calibrate it. Make sure you have your most updated drivers on your wheel. That's another thing. This game uses the most up-to-date drivers. So if you haven't downloaded them yet, please do. I had an issue where I wasn't getting any force feedback at all, and all it took was me hooking it up to the computer, and everything worked well. Alright guys, let's get into the settings. CarX Street, I use steering rotation of 900 to mimic real-world vehicles. Make sure that this setting matches your in-game settings. For force feedback itself, I leave on 100. For force feedback scaling, I leave it on peak. Peak is more like it will give you the maximum amount of force feedback at any given time, whereas linear will kind of give you a gradual, somewhat limited force feedback, but it can feel smoother depending on your preferences. But I like peak. It's real snappy, feels real good on the wheel, especially for drifting. For natural damper, I run 20. This will add a little bit more weight to the steering wheel, make it feel less floaty, less weightless. For natural friction, I run 5. This kind of gives you a little bit of the steering column feel while you're driving your vehicle. Adds a little bit extra weight. For natural inertia, I run it off completely. This will add even more weight to your steering column and wheel, which we've already adjusted with the previous two settings. So I leave that off. It's up to you if you want to use this. Play around with it, see what you like. For the force feedback interpolation, I run at 6. This kind of smoothens the data transfer from the game to your wheel. They can be in different bit rates, and if you're feeling some choppiness while driving, turning this up may smoothen the effect. Don't turn it up too much or else it'll dull a lot of the feeling of the car. Just enough that it smoothens the wheel, smoothens your transition. For force effects intensity, I leave it at 100. and then this affects the next 3 settings. So for force, I run at 50. This will be the force pushing your wheel in different directions. For spring, I leave on 100. This will be the force that pulls the wheel to the center. It's great to have this on 100 for drifting, as whenever you're in a transition, it'll quickly come back to the center. For damper, this creates a little bit of friction while driving the car. Leave it on 100 because turning this setting down really doesn't do too much in CarX Street. For brake force, I run 90%. This is all personal preference. It's all up to you guys. And that's it. Those are my settings. I appreciate everyone who made it to the end of the video. I'm still new at making videos for CarX Street, but I plan to make a lot more. It'll only get better from here. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.